Guys, if you think the Browns are back after this Week 7 win, then go ahead and like this video. This is the beauty of the NFL. We become prisoners of the moment. We overreact to everything. But then when the team goes out and performs well and picks up a win, well, then everything is hunky-dory. So if you're in on the Browns, if you're back all the way, go ahead and like this video. Browns versus Broncos Week 7 recap coming at you. It's late already, but if you're watching this in the morning, if you're staying up past your bedtime, whatever it may be, a 17-14 final at First Energy Stadium. The Browns improve to 4-3, while the Broncos, they lose their fourth straight. They fall to 3-4. Case Keenum, this is the biggest story in my opinion. I thought he was great. Whatever your expectation was for Keenum, he had to have exceeded it. And the only reason he's probably not the biggest story coming out of this one is Dearness Johnson. He was so much fun to watch. I mean, no Nick Chubb, no Kareem Hunt, no problem. Goes well north of 100 yards. But let's shift back to Keenum because Baker Mayfield ruled out not long before the game. And Keenum, you don't know what to expect out of him. Could you get the Minneapolis Miracle Case Keenum? Or could you get the bad Rams and Washington Case Keenum? The Browns, I got somewhere in the middle, probably closer to the Minneapolis one. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Hand up time. I am full frontal here. I do not hide away if I get things wrong. I didn't see this one coming. I really didn't. I did see a couple things coming, but I did not expect to see Case Keenum just look so confident and calm in the pocket. He walked in that first drive. He looked like he was starting for the Browns since week 1. But instead, he was not a backup. I'm just blown away, honestly. Did not see it coming. Super fun to watch. Overall for Case Keenum, that's a huge momentum booster. But the big news is Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum, what are you going to do right now? I mean, if Mayfield's healthy, you play him. All right, that's just a fact. But should Case Keenum continue to start, it's tough to gauge where Baker's going to be at any time soon. We did get some more news, all right? More Baker Mayfield shoulder news trickled out. But going back to that last one, why for yes and for no. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below. But, yeah, so here's what the latest Baker Mayfield injury news is. Jay Glazer, not long before the game, just dropped this bombshell on us casually. Here's what Baker said. I need that fracture to heal for me to get back out there, he said. When his shoulder popped out, it fractured. Oh, maybe it wasn't Baker. Regardless, we're talking about Baker's shoulder. It broke. The collar, whatever I need a doctor here. Something, your humerus, your collarbone, something like that. Whatever it is, it broke, all right? And that sucks, okay? So I don't know where they're going to go from this point. I can't tell you where the Browns are going to go from here. I can show you the schedule, and we can try and play the game of when is Baker going to return. Week 8 against the Steelers on Halloween. Did you hear Joe Buck mention that like 1,000 times? But then Week 9, they go to Cincinnati. Week 10 at New England. Those are two not easy games. Plain and simple. I don't care what their record is. They're not going to be easy outs. Hopefully you get a layup in, Week 10 against the Lions, and then a tough one at Baltimore. I think it's currently slated for Sunday Night Football. We'll see if it stays that way. If the Browns are winning, it should be. But let me know, when will Baker return from injury? This is my big question. If you get hit with a YouTube ad break, go on down to the comment section, reply to the pinned comment, let me know. I'm going to give you my best estimate kind of on the other side. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking Baker hopefully will return sometime soon because Case Keenum's fun and all. Don't get me wrong, but it's not fun when he's not playing a 3-game, 4-game losing streak Broncos team. What happens when it's the Patriots and the Bengals and the Ravens? I mean, Lions and Tigers and Bears, oh my, that's a lot tougher than the Broncos and how they look tonight. Odell Beckham Jr. injury news, because what's one more injury? By the way, we'll get to the Denzel Ward injury later on, but OBJ, I don't know how to gauge this. Started off poorly, then he went down and hurt his shoulder right before the half, comes back after the half, and plays pretty well. I mean, given what he had to work with, it wasn't like he was getting a bunch of targets anyway down deep. He made the most of his opportunities, but regardless, OBJ, he's been kind of the focus of a bunch of trade rumors. His 2021 numbers aren't that special. It's not all on him. Well, one, he misses the first 2 games of the season. Baker misses him for a wide-open touchdown in Minneapolis. But there are some things he can control. But the bottom line is a lot was shipped away for OBJ, and it's just not coming back. The return on your investment just isn't there. So plenty of trade speculation has been flying around, popping up about what OBJ's future is going to be. Where will he be at the end of this season? Will he continue to play for the Browns, or could OBJ be suiting up for someone else? If something happens, we'll let you know here on the Browns Report, and that's why you subscribe. Thanks to the best fan base in the NFL, we recently got over 3,000 subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. If you're new to the family, go ahead and subscribe. We'll get you guys hooked up all season long. Speaking of hooked up, BetUS. I put a bunch of player props down. Let me just rattle through. I'm just going to brag right now. Put 20 big ones. That's just $20 on the Browns and Broncos under. Cha-ching. Fortunately, I didn't think any team would score in the first 7 minutes, but that didn't happen. But anyway, took some other props. I took under in Teddy Bridgewater yards. That hit by a mile. A lot of great stuff going on. So check them out, BetUS. Get that 125% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. Going back to those OBJ rumor talks, if it's going to happen, because NFL trade rumors are just fun to talk about, let me know what your questions are regarding it. Use hashtag Browns. Get in the comments section of this video. I'm going to do a mailbag video sometime next week. Listen, whether a big blockbuster trade happens or not, it's just fun to play Madden at some points. So let me know what you're thinking in the comments section. Let's kind of get that trade rumor talk swirling around. We'll get that Q&A out next week. Use hashtag Browns down below. Now, it's just criminal that we're, 7 minutes into the video, Trace, and we're just talking about this guy, but we should let off with him. How about the play from Dearness Johnson? I mean, the ultimate feel-good story goes off for over 100 yards in his first start, touchdown run. Here's the thing with Johnson. I think he had him and Stefanski had some dinner reservation because this game flew by. 3 quarters took about 2 hours. So I'm just wondering what Johnson's big plans were after the game because he was racing to it clearly, just like this Browns run game has been doing all season long. Updated stats after 7 games. Here's what Cleveland has been doing on the ground so far this year. It's just one impressive number after another. All of them, basically, number ones in the NFL. We'll have to wait for all of Week 7 to finish, but no one's going to pass 170 yards per game. You lose Chubb and Hunt, and you think, is there going to be a speed bump? No. If anything, it's an acceleration somehow. This offensive line was rejuvenated. And, rejuvenated is a strong word. They just played just as hard because they know we've got an untested third-year guy in the backfield. Let's make his day. And go back to the end of the game. All right, David Njoku, that silly illegal motion penalty, wipes away a first down run from Johnson. So it's 3rd down again, and Johnson goes, no problem. I would prefer another snap. Let me add to my highlight reel, and he picks it up again. So Johnson, props to you. Loved what I saw out of you today. Really, kudos to you. What a good story for him, coming from American Allegiance football, something like that. I'm not going to pretend to actually care about football outside of the NFL and college. Anywho, I got some takeaways coming away from this game. So I'm going to lay them out. We're going to wrap up the show really quickly right here. First takeaway. This team makes the term gritty look like soft serve ice cream. The Browns were hit with injuries last year, and they persevered. This year, get probably the hardest hit injury team so far. Some people have been crying about the Ravens. Big difference suffering injuries in the preseason versus the regular season. This team has no quit in them, it looks like. They could have tossed in the towel this game. Backup quarterback, third-string running back, banged-up wide receiver core, missing your right tackle, banged-up left tackle. Your star rookie defensive player is gone for a handful of weeks. It didn't look like that. If anything, this could arguably be the best Browns game of the season in a couple ways. So, loved what I saw. The Browns, unfortunately, hopefully can get healthy with this long week. That's the fun thing about Thursday Night Football It sucks beforehand, but if you win, it's a lot of fun because now you get a long rest until next Sunday. Hopefully the Browns can get healthy, and hopefully we can see Denzel Ward back soon. He left the game with a hamstring injury in the fourth quarter. It was pretty quickly ruled out he would not return. It didn't look uber serious in the moment, but also the hamstrings, those are tough for the Browns in training camp. I hope it's not catching up or something. We'll monitor this. We'll let you guys know if anything happens, so keep an eye on that. But the biggest takeaway, the Browns are not dead. They are very much alive. They are 4-3. They are in the playoff picture. It's week 7. They have a long week. They have a tough schedule coming up, no doubt about that. But if they can knock off a weak Steelers team that has holes, they can pick up wins against beatable teams in the Bengals and the Patriots who have shown weaknesses. This team could go on a bit of a run with Case Keenum, just keeping the boat afloat. Hopefully Baker Mayfield can return and bring this team to the promised land. I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself, but you know what? It's nearly midnight, and the Browns just won on Thursday Night Football in like record pace, so why not enjoy the win?